He takes his girlfriend to the top of the snow-capped mountain and gets down on one knee to propose. But just as she says yes and the ring slips onto her finger, a strong gust of wind blows. He reaches out to grab her, but the ring's band is too loose. She falls over the cliff. His agonized screams crack the ice, and he tumbles down the mountain too. After rolling 1,000 times, Sarah slams into a tree and blacks out. Half an hour later, a horse-drawn cart passes by. Her bright pink outfit catches Jake's eye instantly. Jake grabs his walkie-talkie to call for help and gets her to the hospital. She's physically fine, but the severe head trauma leaves her with amnesia. She can't remember her name, let alone where she's from. The police check her and find no ID on her. Her fingerprints don't show up in any database either. That means she's not a fugitive, and she's never had a job. What they never suspect is that this woman, who seems so easy to overlook, is actually a hotel tycoon's daughter. Her daily rides are no less than an Aston Martin Escort. 11 servants wait on her hand and foot every single day. Hundreds of haute couture pieces are hers for the picking. That's why her fingerprints aren't in any system. Sierra never has to work for money. As the first person who found Sierra, Jake decides to do the good deed to the end. He takes her in at his place until someone comes to claim her or she regains her memory. Jake runs a lodge at the foot of the mountain. But more and more tourists are choosing to stay in star-rated hotels instead. His lodge keeps losing money and is on the verge of closing down. With amnesia, she acts cautiously. Nothing like her usual arrogant, high-profile self. Early the next morning, Jake's daughter Avi knocks on Sierra's door. Avi is fascinated by this beautiful, memory-loss woman. She tells Sierra that her mom passed away 2 years ago, leaving her to live with her dad and grandma. Sierra feels an unexpected sense of connection and comforts Avi gently. Turns out Sierra's own mom died when she was 5, and her dad has raised her alone ever since. At breakfast, seeing her rescuers busy, Sierra offers to help out. But for a girl who's been spoiled rotten her whole life, doing housework is harder than climbing the sky. She almost blows up the kitchen just trying to fry an egg. She tries to make a bed and ends up wrapping herself in the sheets, unable to get out. Doing the laundry, the whole bottle of detergent topples into the washing machine. The overflowing suds almost flood the entire lodge. Jake can't hold back his frustration and snaps at her. Sierra is crushed. She spirals into self-doubt, blaming herself for being completely useless. Feeling lonely and helpless, she pours her heart out to a horse, completely unaware that Jake is standing right behind it. Jake runs over to her at once and apologizes for snapping at her. Sierra admits what upsets her more is that 2 days have passed and no one has come looking for her. She feels like an unclaimed piece of luggage. Jake comes up with an idea. He takes Sierra and his daughter to the busy town market. Maybe someone there will recognize her. Santa hands Sierra a snow globe, and it feels strangely familiar to her. It turns out her mom gave her one just like it when she was little. She can't remember the memory, but the warm feeling lingers. This time, though, it's Jake who buys the snow globe for her. From that night on, the way they interact changes. With Jake's patient teaching, Sierra learns all kinds of life skills and finds her sense of self. Her inner glow leaves Jake utterly smitten, and the quiet, simple happiness she shares with Jake is like nothing she's ever experienced before. After a long night of work, they head back to the lodge. Looking up, they're standing right under a mistletoe. They lean in, their lips almost touching, but Jake pulls back at the last second.
I mean, what if you're with somebody?
That would be unfortunate.
Both of us.
What a missed chance. But since we're on the topic, let's check in on Sierra's almost cheated on boyfriend. What's he up to? He tumbled down the mountain into the forest, where there's zero cell service. As an internet celebrity, he's totally devastated. After walking all night, he stumbles upon a small wooden cabin. The hunter mistakes him for a ghost and pelts him with food. The hunter's car won't start in the freezing cold, so they have to walk for days through the mountain pass, just to reach the highway and call for help. What a total unlucky guy. Meanwhile, Sierra sees Jake's mother-in-law wiping away tears, and finally learns this might be the lodge's last Christmas. They simply can't afford to cover the losses anymore. In fact, this lodge has been run by Jake's wife's family for 3 generations. Jake only took over the business after he married her. It's not like he hasn't tried to turn things around. Just a few days ago, he even took a business plan to the hotel tycoon, who happens to be Sierra's father, and begged for an investment in his lodge. But Sierra's dad isn't interested in this kind of traditional lodge at all. He turns Jake down without a second thought. It's almost like fate. If Sierra's father won't save the lodge, then Sierra will do it herself. Early the next morning, Sierra comes up with a plan to save the lodge. She suggests hosting a Christmas fundraiser and inviting every guest who stayed at the lodge over the past 30 years to come and donate. But Jake refuses flat out.
I don't want people looking at me differently. I don't want them thinking I need a handout.
The two argue and storm off on bad terms. Jake's mother-in-law has watched him struggle and fight all these years. She can see that Jake and Sierra have feelings for each other, and she also knows Jake is pushing Sierra away out of guilt over his late wife. So she urges him to let go of the past and start a new chapter in his life. Sierra is overjoyed. He's finally found the courage to take a step forward. They print out invitations, hand them out all over town, and decorate the lodge until it shines. Then they wait for the Christmas fundraiser to begin. On the other side, Sarah's father returns hotel from his business trip abroad. The first thing he does is look for his daughter. He quickly realizes something is wrong. His daughter would never leave home without clothes or luggage. The assistant claims Sierra went away with her boyfriend for a trip. Sierra's dad calls her boyfriend, but no one answers. He immediately orders all his men to start searching for her. On Christmas Eve, dozens of guests push open the lodge door, arriving with big smiles to join the event. Jake stands in the middle of the crowd and talks about the lodge's troubles and his plans for its future. He's too embarrassed to ask people for money. But to his surprise, the guests take out their checks and hand them over voluntarily. Jake has helped so many of them over the years, and this lodge holds too many of their precious memories. They all want to protect it together. Overwhelmed with joy, Jake doesn't take all the credit. He invites Sierra, the mastermind behind the fundraiser, up to the stage. Just as he's about to thank her, Sierra's father and boyfriend burst through the door. A few hours earlier, Sierra's dad rushed to the police station for help and runs right into Sierra's boyfriend there. It turns out the hunter who took the boyfriend in has been arrested for illegal poaching. Sierra's boyfriend tells him the whole story. Sierra fell off a cliff and went missing. By a crazy coincidence, the police officer handling Sierra's amnesia case is also at the station. So the three of them head to the lodge together. With her father and boyfriend's reminders, memories come flooding back to Sierra. She finally remembers everything. The two men hurry to take Sierra away. She doesn't say a single word. Jake assumes she's chosen her fiancé, and he can only drown his sorrows in silence. But the truth is Sarah is torn. That life of being waited on hand and foot, of never having to lift a finger, it feels empty and meaningless now. Her fiancé is a loud, flashy internet celebrity. He's a nice guy, sure, but he doesn't care about Sierra's inner world at all. All he cares about is putting on a show. For example, when Sierra holds a press conference to talk about her past few days and thank the lodge, her boyfriend tries to steal the spotlight by announcing she agreed to marry him. Every time she closes her eyes, Sierra's mind is filled with memories of her time with Jake. Those moments make her feel truly at peace. In the end, she tells her father she wants to build a life of her own. She refuses the fancy but meaningless title of Vice President of Atmosphere he's lined up for her. Then she finds her fiancé and hands back the ring that never fit her finger properly. He's a little heartbroken, but jokes that he'll post the breakup news on social media. It's the perfect way to gain more followers. After days of roughing it outdoors, he's actually come to his senses about some things. Back at the lodge, Abby sees the news of Sierra's engagement and feels crushed. She'd prayed that her dad could find someone he loves, someone who would make him happy instead of moping around all the time. She encourages her dad to confess his feelings to Sierra and sees his last chance. Father and daughter hop on a snowmobile and race to the hotel. Santa Claus points them in the right direction. Jake soon spots the woman he's been thinking about day and night in the backyard. Thanks to Sierra's recommendation, every room in the lodge is fully booked. They both get the love they deserve, and the lodge gets a brand new lease on life.